Hello and welcome to pmclounge.com. Today we are discussing team charter. Now, what is a team charter? Is it an input? Is it an output? Is it a tool and technique? Of which process? Where are we, right? All these questions I'm sure you must have, and we will look into the answers to all of these questions. But beforehand, let me remind you, if you're not into videos, if you would rather read about team charter, then first link in the description will take you to a relevant article on team charter over at our official website pmclounge.com. So do check that out. Also, let me take this opportunity to remind you that second link in the description will be an entire playlist of everything that we have discussed in resource management knowledge area. So that being clear, let's get started. Where are we? So I just mentioned how second link in the description is about the entire playlist of resource management knowledge area. That was a good enough hint for you. So team charter is actually an output of the planned resource management process, which of course is a process in the resource management knowledge area. Planning process group, resource management knowledge area. First process is the planned resource management process. The output of this process, one of the outputs of this process is team charter, and that is exactly what we are discussing today. All right, so let's discuss team charter now. Team charter is a document that establishes expectations regarding acceptable behavior by project team members. 2 points to note here. Number one, it is a document. So it could be a Word document, PDF, Excel, whatever, and it establishes expectations. So what are these expectations around? These are around the behavior of the project team members. How is the team going to behave, right? What you can expect out of this project team in terms of behavior, in terms of response times, in terms of meetings, in terms of communication. What can you expect? All that will be available in the team charter. So it also establishes the team values, the agreements between the team, the operating guidelines for that project team. So all that is also established by team charter. Having the project team members commit to a clear guidelines decreases misunderstandings and increases productivity. So when you already know what to expect from this team, what the team values are, what are the agreements they have, what are some of the operating guidelines they have, right? When you understand all that, obviously it is going to decrease misunderstandings and it is definitely going to increase productivity. So very important document, to be frank, right? If you look at your project today and you feel that the team value or the operating guideline of the team is not up to the mark, you send someone an email and they never respond, then that is something which can be addressed through the team charter. So very important document, and that is exactly why we are covering it today. So what are some of the contents of the team charter? Team values. What are your team's value? Communication guidelines, right? When can you call someone? Is everyone available 24/7? Is everyone available only during weekdays or only during office hours? Are people available on Slack? Is there a dedicated channel for this project, right? Dedicated Slack channel for this project. Is the team meeting every week, or is the team available on emails? Are people going to respond within 48 hours? If somebody didn't respond, who should you reach out to? So all those communication guidelines are part of the team charter. Decision making criteria: who all can make a decision, what is their criteria, and what is the process for making a decision, right? Conflict resolution process. There will be conflicts. If you're working on a large project with large number of team members, then definitely conflicts are going to arise. Then if that happens, what will be your process to resolve the conflict? What kinds of tools and techniques are you going to use? One could be taking votes, right? If there's conflict and there are two solutions, will you be taking votes of all the team members, or will there be a certain part of those team members, only certain stakeholders who are going to vote and resolve conflict, right? I'm just throwing things around, but that is one of the processes of resolving conflicts. Meeting guidelines. When is the team going to meet? How often is the team going to meet? Will the team have marathon 3 hours meeting every week? Or is the team going to do a stand-up meeting every day for half an hour? Team agreements. What are some of the team agreements? All of them can be mentioned as part of the team charter. A quick reminder before we move ahead, head over to pmclounge.com/resources. We have listed our favorite PMP preparation books on this link, so do check that out. All right, so as a project manager, do you create the team charter alone and have the team follow it? Well, that sounds pretty autocratic, right? So, of course, you don't really do that. The team charter works best when the team develops it. So, you have to involve the team to develop it, or at least has an opportunity to contribute to it. So, if the top 10 stakeholders of a project have created a team charter, at least the rest of the team should have an opportunity if they want to contribute something to the team charter. By distributing the responsibility of creating the document, you also distribute the responsibility of ensuring that it is followed, right? So you don't have to be the watchdog all the time. The team members should follow the team charter, and if they have created the team charter, if they you have distributed the responsibility of creating the team charter, then definitely the team members are going to have take the responsibility to follow the team charter as well. The team charter is also used to orient and integrate new team members. So if a new engineer has come in, is joined, and he doesn't know the team values, he doesn't know the meeting guidelines, well, of course they can refer to the team charter and they will be able to integrate with the project team. So, question for the day before we close this video. Can you think of some instances where a team charter will have to be updated? Now, this is of course not set in stone. Team charter can be updated as well. So, what are some of the instances? Let me know in the comments where a team charter has to be updated. So that's all that we had in this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you got value out of it, do hit the like button. It helps keep us motivated and bring to you new content related to PMP and project management. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to stay notified whenever we upload new content. And don't forget to check out the website pmclounge.com, your number one free PMP resource. Thank you.